everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm still alive, and in today's video we're going to be doing my Halloween decorate with me, and I am super excited about it. I'm going to be doing this a little bit each day, but right now I'm going to be putting up my Christmas tree because I do have a little bit of time before I have to pick my daughter up from school. And yes, you did just hear me say I'm going to be putting up my Christmas tree for my Halloween decorate with me. My theme this year is like a witchy forest garden, so that is what I'm going for. And yeah, I wish you guys could give me your feedback as I put this all up, but I'm sure I will get lots of feedback in the comments. Just remember to be nice about it, okay? Alright, anyways, this is my kitty cat, Luna. She's sweet. Alright, say bye, Luna. So obviously I started by putting together my tree, and then afterwards I just quickly fluffed out the branches, and then this tree sat here for a few weeks before I started decorating again. Okay, so it's been about 2 weeks since I put my tree up. I just didn't finish decorating, and then my son came home from his dad's house, and it's just impossible to record with him, yet alone decorate. So I had to wait for him to go back to his dad's house, and I do, once again, have to go pick my daughter up from school very soon, but I wanted to see how much I could get done before I have to do that. And I do want to decorate my entertainment center with some moss. There's 8 cubes here, and I have some moss. I just don't think that I have enough to fill up all 8 cubes. So if I don't have enough, then I can grab some when I go to pick up my daughter. Okay, this is all the moss I had, so I'm sure I'm gonna end up needing more because I do want to fill up all 8 of these. We filled up one, and that was almost an entire bag. Okay, I am going to be doing a mix between voiceover and talking directly to you while I'm recording, but just a warning, I am currently sick, so my voice is a little nasally, but bear with me. I did end up running out of moss, but I still wanted to decorate what I could. I took this faux fern plant and stuck it inside a snake planter I made. If you are interested in that, I will leave a playlist to my Halloween DIYs in the comments and link the particular DIY video in the description. Next, I popped this cauldron tea light candle holder that I purchased at Dollar General a couple of years ago into another cube, and I borrowed one of my daughter's faux plants. I removed it from its original pot and stuck it in the cauldron. This cauldron came from Joann Fabrics last year, RIP Joann's, and again I took a faux plant from Michael's and placed it inside. This is a DIY I did, but I didn't end up posting it on my channel because it didn't turn out like I had originally envisioned, so I wanted to try making it again, maybe next year. I had lights on the spider, but then I took them off because, again, it wasn't looking the way that it was looking in my head. I don't know about you guys, but some of the dust on decor items is hard to remove if it doesn't have a glossy finish, so I wanted to show you guys how I dust off my items. I usually just take a thicker paintbrush to dust the item off. Also, if you're curious about the toad sitting on the pumpkin, I purchased it from Home Goods this year, and the skull I've had for years. I purchased that at a haunted house in Kentucky. My son dropped it when he was 2, which is why his chin is missing, but I will be covering it with some moss. And then I purchased these rats from Michael's. Okay, next I have this skeleton. I purchased him from Walmart this year. He lights up. He has 8 different settings. I'll show you a few of them. I think he was like $35. I just thought that he would be perfect to put next to the Christmas tree for my theme. And I do have some ivy that I want to wrap around him. And then I also have some of these monarch butterflies. I'm going to put these all over, but I want to put one on his hand. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I put him in a kneeling position, and then I have this garland. I did think that I had ivy, but I don't. I thought this was the ivy, but to be fair, I bought this back in June at Michael's on clearance, so I couldn't remember exactly what it was because I had it tucked away for the past few months. Anyways, this is Fatonia. I'm going to wrap it around him as if it's growing out of him, and then I'll put the butterfly on his hand. I know this isn't the best angle, but you will see the full effect at the end of the video, but all I did was wrap the vine from his foot around one leg and up to one of his shoulders. Then I took one of these monarch butterflies and secured it to the skeleton's hand. These came from Hobby Lobby and they come attached to a wire, so I used the wire to make them look like they are mid-flight. Next, I have these rubber snakes that I purchased from Walmart a couple of years ago. If you're interested in them, I do know that they have them again this year. Anyways, someone suggested that I put them in my tree when I did my plan with me video, so that's what I did. Then, because you couldn't really see the snakes, I ended up purchasing some cascading Christmas tree lights. I wasn't going to do this originally, but the tree just felt, I don't know, like it was lacking something, so I'm really glad that I did end up putting them on the tree. And of course I added some more butterflies mid-flight around the tree. Then this hanging planter is up all year long, so I decided to add some lights to the greenery. Then I decorated the shelf above my TV with this Christmas garland. Originally, I was wanting the garland to drape down both ends, but the right side tipped the greenery upwards and it looked awful. So I asked my daughter if I should just leave it draped down the one side, and we both came to the conclusion that that's what I should do, so that's what I did. For the decor on this shelf, I'm repurposing some of the pieces I already originally had up here. If you're interested, I do have a Moody living room makeover video that I will link in the description box if you're someone who likes to keep it spooky all year. Anyways, the black crystal skull came from At Home a couple of years ago, and the raven candlestick holder came as a set of 2 from HomeGoods last year, and the brass candlesticks were thrifted, and then the beetle came from Michael's a couple of years ago. And of course, I had to add some more butterflies. It's very obvious in the video clips that there's wire coming from the butterflies, but in person, from a slight distance, it does actually look like they are in the air, and I absolutely love it. I was able to go back and get a few more packages of moss to finish my entertainment stand. I was trying to use the moss sparingly, so I didn't really push it towards the back, just the fronts and sides. The witchy hand holding the cauldron was purchased from Michael's last year, but I did repaint it. Then, of course, I decided to add a faux plant from Michael's inside the cauldron. This is the last plant I had, and I had one empty cube, so even though this plant is quite obviously too large for the cube, I had to make it work. I didn't have anything to stick this plant in, so I used this glass mushroom cloche from Hobby Lobby, and then I also used this snail from Hobby Lobby just to sort of fill the cube up. Moving on to the top of the entertainment center, I spread out 3 Fatonia garlands. Then I added these 2 plants to either side of the entertainment center. I purchased these at HomeGoods, I think 2 years ago. And then I have a couple of these witchy hands that I purchased from At Home last year, and I just carefully set them on top of the Fatonia. My original idea was to tilt them up, but that didn't work. Next, I decided to add some throw pillows. The one in the middle is always there, and then I added the furry jack-o'-lantern from HomeGoods a couple of years ago, and then this sequence jack-o'-lantern pillow from Michael's last year, and this jack-o'-lantern witchy pillow from Walmart a couple of years ago, I think. And now it's time for the grand reveal. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like during the daytime, and then I will show you what it looks like at night. I also want to take the time to explain a few things that I did not record me doing, such as these floating lights right here. I didn't record me doing that, I just put them up. And normally I like warm lights, but because the cube lights, I don't know if I even mentioned this in my video, but there are some lights in the cubes that are there all the time, and the lights just did not match the tree or the skeleton. So I had to figure out a way to pull the different colors of lights in. So that's why I used cool lights on the hanging plant by the Christmas tree and cool lights in the Fatonia garland. I was trying to make it look like it was intentional, though it was not. And as you can see here, I also ended up adding some string lights to this garland. I didn't have very much to work with, so I wasn't able to wrap it around the garland. I just had to kind of set it on top of it. As for the spiderweb light in the background by the mirror behind the Christmas tree, that is another DIY that I made, and if you are interested in that, I will leave that in the description box below. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have my outdoor decorate with me coming soon. I'm hoping to get that put out by Saturday. So if that's something that you are interested in and you're not yet subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing. And I think that's it. I'm gonna go. I hope you guys all have a fabulous week. Bye!